you have to do well or else you're not good enough.
Commercial center, skyscrapers, explosive economic growth. Just 50 years ago, these weren't the words one would use to describe Singapore. However, today we see how the small country, only slightly bigger than Bornholm, took the fast track to success defying all odds. Being a tiny nation with no resources other than their own intellectual force, the country has been forced to invest in education. Their dependence on brain power is materialized through the high level of education. The Singaporean school system is ambitious, striving to be one of the best in the world. The students struggle with humongous expectations from their parents, society, and most of all themselves. But what significance does education have for the general Singaporean, and how does this influence the Singaporean students and their well-being?
In primary school, we have to go through a national exam at primary 6 or 12. So they start like
Pressurizing us. Like, you have to do well or else you're not good enough.
At 12, we go through PSLE, which is living examination. So that test exam is your ticket to get out of primary school and go to secondary school.
Throughout the educational system, testing plays a dominant role. As early as age 12, kids are placed into different levels based on their exam scores. Although this might seem extreme, we met happy, accommodating, and curious young students.
In school, I also can make friends. This I think is important. I do have a few good friends. When I score low marks in exam, then my friends can comfort me. Then sometimes when I have happy news, I share with them, and yeah, that kind. So I think friends are important.
Behind this cherry facade, there might hide a deeper truth. When asked about their mental health, the students express their concerns about the future.
We always have to get high marks, and then you like
Go to a good school and then go have a good job, earn money and all that. If I don't get an A, I'm not smart enough.
But we also get like pressure from our parents because in our report card there's always a like, level positioning. So they position you by how much you get in your grades. And so like you're in the last part, then there's like just read you're like straight away.
Like you have to go for like extra classes after school and all that.
Our parents usually aim for us to be like doctors or
Like the usual stereotypes.
doctors, lawyers, or engineers.
But why is education so important that the government would want to put this amount of pressure on young people? To answer this, one must not only reach to the conclusion of Singaporeans being slaves to the expectant educational system.
In Singapore, it's like education is heavily emphasized because if there's no education, it means you won't get a job. So like, it's that sort of mentality that's been ingrained in us since we're young. So I believe to most Singaporeans, education is very important. And if you can get sort of like a more quality education, then that will be better.
We must do our best to understand the complexity of the dynamic Singaporean culture, because without knowledge, Singapore would not prevail to the same extent as we know today. The ascending endeavor to defeat oneself is a global and inevitable issue. Thus must we ask ourselves, what are the consequences of elite education for the individual, alike the society, in a globalized world now and in the future?